Good morning. Good morning. If you are getting here early, you know what to do. Smash that like button. Setting up the live stream right now. Should be there in a couple seconds. So appreciate your patience. Oh, Roger, you're on it. You're on it. Thank you. Thank God you guys have my back. All right, let's go. Chipper, Roger, RPM, Dave Nelson. Big win, Joe Parsons, Tiger. So we had a great recovery on XRP last night. I did an impromptu live stream just to be able to cover it. We'll take a look at that in a second. Just got to set up one last thing here. All right, looks like we should be good to go now. Ricky, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Dave Nelson. Get multi-stream up. We got to get the X chat up and we'll be rocking on all cylinders. X chat up. Got the YouTube chat. Can't have Mr. I getting all salty in the X chat if I'm ignoring his post. So we got to make sure we got that figured out. TikTok chat. So many chats, man. One chat, please. Too many chats. Okay, cool. We're good. Brian Wolf, good to see you. Bro, look at market sentiment. We're about to rip. Market sentiment? Well, I can, for what specifically? Like, do you have a certain site you want me to look at? We can take a quick look at RLUSD stats also, see where that sits. 68 million on RLUSD. XRP's coiling up in this pattern right here. Oh, Jeremy Siegel's on. I want to take a quick listen to him. I like him.
On the upside. I mean, that's good for equities. It's bad for bonds, but it is good for equities. Now certainly, inflation has been more stubborn than expected. I still think there's, as he mentioned, some rental lags that I think are going to help us in 2025 get it closer to that 2%. But, higher interest rates don't necessarily mean a bad situation when they're caused by rises in productivity or rises in real GDP. And that's certainly one of the causes of the rise in the long-term rates.
But then do you look at yesterday or today and say this is a dip, here's an opportunity, yeah, or do you say there's going to be a bigger dip?
Well, I thought there was a lot of trend followers, a lot of momentum players. I mean, they were on the train running up Tesla, many of the other Mag 7. That's not a healthy situation. All it takes is a little negative knock and whoop, they jump off the train. And I prefer to see a market more dominated by fundamentals than momentum players that are just taking the ride. So I actually think market's certainly healthier today than it has been for the last few weeks, where we saw a lot of momentum players.
How do you estimate, factor in, bet on what happens in 2025 to the economy, to the equity market, in the context of the tariff conversation we've been having all morning, in the context of whatever you think tax policy is going to look like?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the tariff is the biggest question.
I don't want to really listen to him talk about tariffs. I was hoping you'd give some perspective on Bitcoin. He's actually the person who mentored Cathie Wood. And I know Cathie Wood gets kind of a bad rap, but she really is early to a lot of very innovative companies. And I don't know, I'm kind of curious how her stock is trading too right now. I haven't looked at that in a long time. Take a look at what the ARK stock has done. Actually, I'm a big fan of ARK. I know a lot of people don't like them. I'm a big fan of ARK. Is it ARKK? Is it funds? Okay, there we go. Oh, wow. Yeah, that looks really good. The big break. It's a pretty big breakout on ARK. Take a look at this. So we'll go to the weekly chart. Yeah, so we had this really big bubble back here. And now it looks like we just kind of reflipped this line here, which is really big because that means I bet you we can start working back upwards and get some momentum back to the upside. I like ARK. Not a lot of people do, but I think they're doing some pretty cool things. If you take a look at what ARK was early to, I mean, they were buying Bitcoin in 2015. They were buying Nvidia in 2014. They were buying Tesla in 2013. It's a lot of big wins. So I don't think they hit every single time, but when you take a look at some of the things they were early to, then I think it at least makes sense to pay attention to what they're doing. Oh no, you're good, Crypto Clay. You're so good. Is Bitcoin a US based crypto? It's a good question. I don't know. I don't know if Bitcoin is a US based crypto. I don't know how you would really determine that. I mean, for lack of a better, I mean, technically, I think we think Bitcoin was made by people in the United States, but technically we don't know. Crypto View said yesterday was a good day to not watch the charts and play golf. I haven't played golf in a long time, man. I got to get out there and swing the clubs. Coinbase and Tesla are two other big ones, Taylor. Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know how many people are that interested in doing this, but I will show you guys this for those of you interested, because I know a lot of people like good websites. If you go ARK buys and sells, you can come onto this website here. And what you can do is just see what ARK is buying. So you can go to combined and just see all the different stocks they're buying or selling at any given time. And I wouldn't use this to try to copy what they're doing. Like, that's a really bad way about it. But what you can absolutely do is take a look at, like, hey, like, what companies are on their radar. I think this can be a very useful tool in just learning about new companies and saying what here is interesting. I found quite a few good companies just by saying, all right, what is ARK buying and selling? Like, what is their research team looking into? And I'll tell you right now, there's a lot of them that are like, don't do well. And there's a lot of them that are big misses, but there's also a lot of them are big wins. One of the places that I'm specifically focused on in the future here is DNA sequencing. DNA sequencing is something that I think is going to have a long runway. Did he check the X chat yet? Yeah, Vet, I am checking the X chat. I won't let you guys get away with the slander anymore. Ray Ramirez says not yet. Oh, you guys are too much. Then reading the X chat. Yeah, and Roger, one of the best things about what Anchorage does, and you know, I can't talk about DWP on these live streams, but one of the best things about Anchorage is they source to the deepest liquidity in crypto, and they have liquidity with all the biggest market makers for all the big exchanges. So they're able to source liquidity all over. and make it so you can always have access to liquidity, where a lot of exchanges are siloed to their own liquidity pools. It's really cool to get to learn about some of the inner workings, because it really lets you know how much more advanced that setup really is. And Anchorage is going to be doing some really good things in the space. I'm really excited to be able to work with Anchorage, and I think there's going to be some really big things to come on the XRP side of things there. So keep posted. Still very, very early days, but a lot of really cool stuff. Heard about a potential XRP buyback. XRP buyback, yeah. So SBI is looking to do some kind of SBI XRP buyback, or they're not looking to do it. There's a shareholder who wants them to do it. So it wouldn't be buying back from you. It'd just be buying back XRP on the open market and from Ripple. Mickle, you believe the DEX will push CEXs away, or will they always coexist? So, Vet, what's going to happen, in my opinion, centralized exchanges will always exist. What I believe centralized exchanges are going to do is just tap into DEXs, because most people don't want to use most people don't want to use a DEX. Like, most people have no interest in going to a DEX, but if their orders are cheaper and faster, they would want their orders routed through the DEX. So I believe in the long run, CEXs and DEXs will kind of just act as one. But I do think there's a lot of scenarios where, like, people will just want to sit on the centralized exchange. Like, some people just want to do that. So I always think there's going to be a use case. I think one of the biggest lessons I've learned in crypto is actually from CZ Binance. And it's not really a crypto lesson, but it's a great lesson on just how markets work. CZ was talking once, and he's like, oh, like, we can go try to steal market share from Coinbase, and we can go try to steal market share from all these different people. But it doesn't really make sense for us to do that, because the total population of the world who is invested in crypto is less than 1%. So there's so much more value to fight for the 99% that isn't involved in crypto than try to fight Coinbase for the 1% of people who are already in crypto. So I think the same thing is going to be true for CEXs and DEXs. Like, I don't think there's going to be a big competition really between CEXs and DEXs. I just think different users are going to have different demands. And I think each product is going to kind of offer an experience that certain users might prefer. DEXs are always going to be for the user who really wants to go out and do things on their own and really be able to get into the nitty gritty. But realistically, if you don't care about doing that stuff and you're willing to pay a slightly higher fee to not have to worry about that, you can put yourself in a much, much better position. There's an interesting, can Ripple ultimately be successful without XRP? Yeah, and XRP can be successful without Ripple. I think both can be successful without each other, but I don't think it makes any sense for Ripple to ever move away from XRP or any scenario like that. So I don't think people should really worry about Ripple moving away from XRP, because the facts actually show that everyone's moving closer. Ripple's actually moving closer and closer to XRP. And if you want to learn more about that, I would highly suggest following both Death Ranger and Vet on X. They do an incredible job. And in talking about great DEXs, I see XP Market in the chat. Guys, if you're ever looking to start kind of learning about a DEX and start playing around, make sure to check out XP Market. Death Ranger, Vet, XP Market, they're all in the chat right now. And these are These are 3 people. Well, XP Market providing a great interface and user experience to be able to access the ledger. And then Vet also and Death Ranger providing great content around the ecosystem. So make sure to give them a follow if you are watching on X right now. Vet says many forecast that 2025 will see a lot of crypto companies IPO like Circle and Kraken. Absolutely. I think there's going to be so Vet, I actually think it might be more 2026 because I think realistically, the SEC is going to take a little time to actually put forward cryptocurrency legislation. I don't think companies are going to IPO until there's cryptocurrency legislation. I also think there's going to be an IPO boom in 2025 of a lot of new companies going public. So I think what the cryptocurrencies industry is going to do is likely let a lot of those traditional companies go public. And then in 2026-ish, when there's a little more clarity around cryptocurrency companies, those cryptocurrency companies will start going public at a pretty quick rate. So maybe it's about this time next year we start seeing a lot of those IPOs come online. I don't expect it to be in the first half of 2025 because none of them are really in a rush. That's kind of the biggest thing with a lot of these cryptocurrency companies. None of them are really in a big rush to raise money. So I think there's going to be a boom of cryptocurrency IPOs. I think there's going to be a boom in IPOs in general. Let me see if I can find an interesting chart for you guys because I'm not sure if people really understand how suppressed the IPO market has been. IPO market. I wish there was I wish Grok would integrate with Twitter's search function or X's search function because it's I know I've seen the post I want to pull up so many times. Oh, here we go. This is a decent one. So take a look at this. Here's the IPO market. And as you can see, we had a big boom of IPOs in 2020 and 2021. And now we've really fallen into a big tranche. I think this is going to reaccelerate because a lot of companies didn't want to IPO during that big scare of interest rates being raised and all that. So there's a lot of companies who have supposed to have been IPOing for the last 2 to 3 years who haven't done it yet, who are all going to come in and IPO pretty soon. So I think a lot of cryptocurrency companies will be involved in this boom, but I just don't think it's going to be necessarily them rushing to the door to get that done. No one really wants to be the first, right? Everyone wants to IPO when the market's hot. So a couple people are going to have to take one for the team and essentially get the market moving. But a lot of companies are going to want to IPO under this new administration. I think a lot of companies are going to see this as a really good window to go public prior to maybe things changing. So I think these next 2 years are going to be big for IPOs. Joey said, Mickle, Ripple shares. There are ways to purchase Ripple shares without being an accredited investor. Specifically, there's certain raises you can do. Where you could raise specific offerings to not accredited investors as long as it's under a certain amount and under a certain threshold. I would be careful of link to in general. There's a lot of stuff going on there, so I would be careful of link to. I don't want to get into the details of anything, but if you go poke around to X, it wouldn't be hard to find. I will say that there is a mastermind group that you can join using the link in the description of most of my videos, and it's posted on my X feed, where you can join there and get a free month and start inquiring about some different ways you can do that. So don't want to give too much information on the live stream, but if you are really looking to do that, I would do some research on Link2. see what you find, and then possibly check out the mastermind group. Also, guys, I don't think I've said this yet. Make sure to drop a like on the stream. If you're on X, give it a retweet. Super appreciative of everyone who does that. Think we're going to go down another leg, or we're going to hold? I think we're going to hold. I think we had a pretty big liquidation event last night, but this chart looks strong to me. This looks really strong. I really like to see these big, powerful wicks of whales just eating these things up. So I think we're pretty strong here. Mickle to a nickel. So it is an interesting question on whether you IPO or ICO in the future. And I think that's going to be a big problem with the Trump administration's no capital gains tax thing. It's like, why would you ever IPO when you could just ICO, have a coin in the United States and have no capital gains taxes on it? I think there are some logistical issues with the no capital gains tax thing. But smarter people than me are going to look into that, right? Like, there's very easy solutions around that. I just think it's not going to be like, hey, you launch a cryptocurrency and there's never capital gains taxes on it. Because like, if you were a company and you wanted to raise money, why would you ever do an IPO? It's going to kill the IPO market. VGM, thank you so much. Watching me since 2020. Those were the first days of my channel, man. I don't even want to say it. It's so cringy for me to go back and watch some of those videos, but I'll never delete them. I was doing all kinds of different videos in the beginning on investing, just trying to cover all of it. Maybe no capital gains on microtransactions. Yeah, the problem is it's really hard. I think what's likely going to happen for crypto is you probably won't pay capital gains until you go to something like and I think this should be in general. I think you should only pay capital gains if you go to a stable coin or go to a fiat currency. I don't think it makes sense if you move from like XRP to Bitcoin or like XRP to like an XRP coin that you'd pay capital gains taxes on it, unless there's a better way to track it. It's just so hard to actually track like what you do. Oh, thank you so much, XRP TTM. Just happy I could be here and help support you guys and understand the asset. People always, it's always funny when I go in like the Gary Cardone spaces and like those kind of spaces, because people will go to me and be like, oh, like you haven't yet convinced me to buy XRP. I was like, this isn't about convincing you to buy XRP, man. Like, if you need someone to convince you to buy an asset, like you'll never be able to actually hold it for the long run. Like, it's really got to be something you find yourself. Like, I can provide you the facts. I can provide you what you need to know to understand XRP and Ripple, but I can't, I'm not going to be the one to build out your investment thesis. Like, you got to do that yourself. Guys, take a quick second, drop that like on the stream, exit out of the live chat if you need to. Just make sure everyone sees this. Yeah, there are some services getting better and better to track everything. Oh, Roger had a great comment there. He said, stock might get crushed is no cap gains on crypto. Stock market might get crushed if no capital gain taxes on crypto. Nancy Pelosi will be right into the cryptocurrency industry. Absolutely. If there's no capital gains taxes on crypto, you're going to see Nancy Pelosi all over it. Might be the comment of the day, Roger. I don't think Abs hasn't reached out to me and asked me to join that Gary Cardone thing. If Abs wants me on there, I'm happy to join. If Abs wants me on there, I'm happy to join. I don't want to just pull up to his space and start like having a debate, you know? I mean, if Gary wants to do it and Abs wants to do it, I'm happy to do it, but I'm just going to pull up. How possible is a mass liquidation event from stocks to crypto, no capital gains tax on US assets? Well, I don't think it's very likely because they're not going to let that happen. I mean, like, guys, I know Trump's very pro crypto, but he cares about the stock market more. He's not going to let something happen where it kills the stock market. And that's not realistic anyway. I just think over the long term, it doesn't make sense really to have no capital gains taxes on crypto and have capital gains taxes on equity. I think certain companies should be able to apply for no capital gains taxes, but like Ripple, like for moving money and not in an investment asset, should be able to figure something out there. And I want no capital gains on crypto. Don't get me wrong. I just need more information logistically on how that actually works. Yeah, if they just get rid of income tax and capital gains taxes and just make it a transactional tariff tax. Yeah, I mean, that would be incredible. I don't know. I'm not hopeful that those things are, or I'm not counting on those things happen. If they were to happen, though, they would happen with Elon Musk working in tandem with the Trump admin. And trust me, I would want it more than anyone. XRP going to keep diving a bit. I think XRP's at a pretty big support here, so we'll see. Typically, if you're looking at your screen right now, this formation will squeeze the chart pretty heavily. And then we just got to see where that squeeze goes. Is it going to squeeze it and pop it to the downside or squeeze it and pop it to the upside? But got a little more room to run in this thing. Funny, it looks like right around Christmas Day we'll have a decision here. Yeah, Elon was going off last night. Rightfully so, too. It's the thing I love about Elon, and he's the first person to actually go out and just say things that need to be said. Like all these other CEOs just sit back and get run over by the politicians. Like Elon Musk is the first person to come out and actually speak his mind, which I think is extremely healthy. I think he called all the other CEOs like NPCs. Like they're just kind of going around and just doing whatever they're told. And it's like, that's not what we need in America. GM Mafia, good morning, good morning. Also, guys, there are some Mickle Mafia shirts on the store. To be completely honest with you, I might have forgotten to there might be some discounts running. I might have forgotten to take those off, so check that out if you do want a Mickle Mafia shirt. I never push the merch. It's just there for people who want it. Crypto Clay says we went to war over a 2% tax. Yeah, like on T. Yeah, we went to war on a 2% tax on T, and now the government's just casually jacking up rates or taxes 15 to 20% whenever they feel like it. Tracy, good to see you. Yeah, we need the crypto tea party. Embrace our great history, Mickle. Federal Reserve changed the game, can be changed back to the proper state again. Oh, I agree, KJ. Don't get me wrong. I dude, if all of this happened and the changes in taxes and all of that changed, like, I would be jumping up and down for joy. I just want people to realize that, in my opinion, it's going to take a lot to get. Disbanding the IRS could be the greatest accomplishment of Doge. Yeah, I agree. I just think there's probably bigger issues than the IRS. Like, don't get me wrong, I hate the IRS more than anyone, but I think they're going to focus on first the wasting of the money, and then they'll probably look to make tax policy more efficient. I think you could greatly use tax policy to greatly encourage, though, activity that the government wants through investment. So let's check out the news real quick, see if there's anything interesting going on. Do a quick scroll through the X feed. Guys, I don't know if you've seen this, but T-Bone or T-Boone. I don't know why I always go to T-Bone, but dude, he makes some crazy cool XRP merch. Like, check out this ring. Some really cool stuff. So a little free ad for him. One of the big XLR should be coming to the XRP Ledger pretty soon. I know there's some big developments around that. ETH EVM sidechain. We saw the first couple minting for F assets. Okay. This is big. This is big. The digital chamber, and this Taylor shared this to me the other day. I love having Taylor as my second set of eyes because I'll miss stuff like this, or I'll see it and I won't actually read it. But one of the things that looks like they're trying to do, and this is coming from the digital chamber, and guys, I need to do a shout out to Carrie Ann Boring. She's the head of the digital chamber, and she's doing a fantastic job. A fantastic job. I actually had the opportunity to meet with her and talk with her, and she is doing a she's doing very important work for the crypto industry, and she's not doing it in a maximalist way, which is so important. I want you guys to listen to what Perry and Boring and the digital chamber are suggesting here, because I think it's going to let you know everything you need to know about them. The digital chamber wants to formally state that the Hinman speech is not SEC guidance and cannot be relied on. The speech includes factors that are not relevant to the Howey test and created market confusion, additionally created winners and losers. This is directly from the digital chamber, which is ran by Perry and Boring. So this is, in my opinion, I mean, it doesn't get more direct proof than this, that they are looking to do the right thing for the industry. Oh, Crypto Jur, that's so funny. Literally right when I pull it up. I agree, Moneybags. I don't think the deep state is finished. I think they're going to be a hard group to kill. I think we'll get there eventually, but I don't think they're going down without a fight. The Eric Trump interview? I didn't see it. Was it about crypto? Yeah, Perry Ann was with Trump. Excellent, like incredible woman too. She's incredible. I had my own, honestly, in the very early days, I thought she was a maximalist. I thought she put out some things that I wasn't a fan of, and couldn't have gone it more wrong. She's incredible. Oh, no problem, T-Boon. Yo, T-Boon's in the X chat right now. Dude, I was just scrolling through. I saw it. That thing looks incredible. Absolutely incredible. I'll pull it back up now that you're here real quick. Yeah, I mean, this is legendary. This is absolutely legendary. T-Boon, I think what we need to do is we need to I don't know, what do people in the if you were to have like a piece of like XRP merch or a piece of XRP like jewelry or whatever, what would you want? Would you want it to be a ring? Would you want it to be a bracelet? Would you want it to be a necklace? I'm curious what people think. Because would love to get together with T-Boon and maybe do like a Mickle version of one or something like that. Curious what people think on that. Guys, go to T-Boon on X. I got his profile right here. If anyone wants one. If anyone wants one, go to him on X. He's got his store posted. You can check it all out. Ring? XRP gold teeth fronts. Yo, that's what I imagine if that's the merch I started pushing. Just grills, XRP grills. I don't know how that would go over. Ring and necklace? No, the ring is fire. No, he's killing it. I want to do I'll get an XRP tattoo at some point. Yeah, I'll get an XRP tattoo for sure. Yeah, I don't think so, Brian. I don't think so. I don't think this is the group we'd be selling a grill to, but it would be hilarious. It's out there, man. There's some parts of this community who would eat it up. Cool. Let's see what else is going on the news front. E-bill revenue from XRP. Yeah, there's Alicia is starting to do that now. I'm really excited to see how they perform with this idea, because if they do a really good job, then that's going to be really interesting. This is also one for T-bill revenue using stable coins. Now, that's not a new concept. I find the concept of T-bill revenue with XRP more interesting than the T-bill revenue with the stable coins. But both of these, there's a lot of opportunities starting to pop up in the XRP community. And man, there is going to be, if people plan on selling XRP, I really think people need to start reconsidering that. I think the biggest issue with some of these programs right now is most of the time you have to sell your you have to give your XRP to someone to do it. And I know like Alicia is working on getting those regulations in place now, or those licenses, but I think, yeah, Alicia needs to put a little more out there before I would be overly comfortable working with them. You gotta be super careful. You gotta be super careful because like none of these things are risk-free. Yeah, you do not want to be selling your XRP to get a T-bill yield. Like, here's the thing. Like, if the program is that you sell XRP for a stable coin and then get stablecoin yield, like, it's great if you were already planning on selling your XRP, but it's pointless if, like, you want to stay exposed to XRP. Dirtnap, thank you so much. Dirtnap said, yo, if 700 people are watching and absorbing Mickle's info, there should be at least 700 likes on the stream. Like. Thank you so much, Dirtnap. And I completely agree. If you're watching the stream, dropping a like on the stream is so helpful. F assets coming to Flare. Yeah, I think F assets can be, are going to be tremendously important. Once again, though, let's see how Songbird goes. Always want to make sure people understand, guys. This XRP thing is going to be around for the next 20 years, right? Like 30 years, 40 years. Careful on jumping on the first opportunity you see. Move slowly, move cautiously. When we're talking about small 3 to 4% yields on treasuries, right? Like, you never want to be compromising your bag to achieve that. XRP is the golden goose. Yeah, I like that strategy the most, like having other bags to sell other than XRP. I like that strategy a lot, having other bags to sell other than XRP. Like, use this bull market as like when your crap coins run, use that as an opportunity to take some nice profits. Apparently the Brad Garlinghouse eToro conversation was really good. Has anyone gotten to watch that interview yet? This account right here, XRP Drops, is great. He posts a lot of great clips. I'm a big fan of him. Let's see what he's got here.
You know,
Oh, I think I'm going to like this one a lot. All right, let's listen up.
You know, many people want to put their dent in the universe, and I think I feel that way, and I think many of Ripple's employees feel that way. They want to put their dent in the universe, and I think if we continue to evangelize and successfully deploy Ripple's technologies, we're putting that dent in the universe. And I you know, many measure of that is how much liquidity is there, because the more liquidity there is on more exchanges, the more useful the overall XRP ecosystem is for every individual participant. So certainly eToro, and you know, again, I've known Yoni for a bunch of years, and their support of and advocacy around XRP has been important for sure. We're fortunate. I think XRP is listed around 600 or 700 exchanges around the world now, and you know, we work within our products, as your kind of questions about. We work with some exchanges around the world to actually enable the enterprise onboarding, offboarding, and kind of what some people call the last mile, the ability to intersect with that traditional financial infrastructure remains important, and certainly the eToros of the world and driving liquidity, and you know, and frankly just helping educate, like events like this, helping educate people who are interested in the ecosystem about what's going on, I think is very valuable. We need more kind of top tier exchanges like eToro out there.
Very cool. I don't know much about eToro. But I'll have to look through that interview. If anyone finds any great clips from that interview, make sure to shoot them over. Send them over to me. I'm always looking for great clips. I just don't really have the time right now to sit down and watch the 40-minute interview. But I will get to that at some point. But if there's any great clips that people need to see. Here's a nice little post by Abs. I couldn't agree more. Like we're right at this breakout point right here. And it's crazy how, like, look at how similar these charts are. It's absolutely incredible. I love that, Crypto Clay. What time is it? Awesome. Also, it looks like I finally got the code for getting that validator course going. So we got a validator, a node course and a validator course for anyone who wants to get involved and be able to start running infrastructure, start running a node, running a validator. Looks like I'm going to get a discount code on that course for anyone who wants to learn and start learning about getting into the technical side of the XRP ledger. I know there's probably a lot of people watching this stream right now who have the technical expertise to be able to get involved in something like running a node or running a validator and being able to even one day build their own project on the XRP ledger. So I'm going to be working on actually promoting a course to teach more people about that and get them education around the XRP community. So if you're sitting here watching this stream and thinking like, hey, I'm looking to, you know, start something on the side, get a side hustle going, maybe try to build my own product on the XRP ledger, I'm going to be dropping a course, or I'm going to be working with someone to create a course to actually allow people to be able to do that. Of course, Crypto Clay. Cost per month to run a node, I think it's like $60. I think it's like $60. I think it can be free also, depending on how up to date and how strong you want your node's infrastructure to be. But I don't think it's very expensive at all. And it's one of those things where it's like, once you start to learn how to do some of this stuff, you have the capabilities to start really interacting with the ledger, pushing amendments, building applications, building functionality. And I have a million ideas of apps that can be built. Like I'll throw one out there right now that I think is like a home run app that can be built, and that's just an XRP streamer. It's way where you can pay people with XRP rather than sending one lump sum of XRP at once. It streams a little bit of XRP and then exponentially scales to more XRP. That way, if you want to move a large transaction, you can start by streaming a bunch of little payments, and then it exponentially scales to a larger and larger payment amount. That way, you never have to worry about doing a test transaction and then sending another transaction. Pretty much, you would do one transaction, it would start streaming at the low amount, and then exponentially scale to send more XRP faster and faster over time. That way, whenever you wanted to make a transaction and you wanted to be able to make sure that you weren't going to be sending XRP to like a wrong address or like a fat finger like that, you could actually stream the payment at a low value and say for the first hour, only a total of 1 XRP is sent. But then over the course of the next hour, the rest of the XRP is sent. That would allow you to send a payment and a transaction to a wallet in a scaled way where you wouldn't have to worry about something like that. So there's a lot of really cool little ideas that can be built, but it all comes with developing that better knowledge of how the XRP Ledger ecosystem functions. And I know there's a lot of really smart people out here watching this stream who could probably be like, oh, I could do that. But I've gotten to the point where I don't have time to execute on a lot of these ideas, so I'm just giving them out for free. Another great idea is an NFT project. This one's pretty simple. It's called XRP History. And what you would do is you would mint at NFTs for like big game-changing things happening on the XRP Ledger. So you could have specific amendments, like make cool NFTs for like that specific thing. You could have like, say a big bank comes to the ledger and develops their own coin. You can mint, oh, awesome, Pixel. Well, stay tuned. We've got a course coming up to really teach people the inner workings of the ledger. And the person teaching the course is one of the smartest people in the XRP ecosystem. So it's not going to be like, it's not going to be me. And I know some people think, oh, why wouldn't it be you? Because these people are drastically smarter than me when it comes to the underlying code base to make a lot of the stuff function. So this is going to be a very high level course for people who really want to get into the nitty gritty of being able to use the XRP Ledger. Bill Win, yeah, and that's great, and that's a great use case for it. Having your wage be streamed into your bank account or into your wallet rather than getting paid in a lump sum every 2 weeks. Getting paid consistently over time would be incredible. Would be absolutely incredible. That'd be a game changer for a lot of people. So many people live paycheck to paycheck. BC Backer just posted on yesterday's crash. Did I pull that up? Oh, it's a video. I'm not going to pull up the video now. I'll let people go watch his video. I don't want to. Pull viewers away from him. Just checking the feed real quick. Make sure we're not missing out on anything important. Brian Wolf, thank you so much. And huge shout out to you, Brian. You're always doing so much to help promote the live streams, make sure people like, and I really do appreciate that. Looks like a lot of new amendments are being voted on the XRP Ledger. Vet just posted that, so let's take a look at XRP scan. XRP pooled. Lots of AMM pools. AMM pools are pretty much going parabolic on the ledger right now. And then we can take a look at amendments real quick. Yeah, it looks like a lot of the fixes are getting a lot of votes right now. And then AMM clawback is probably the next big thing to hit, because that will allow Ripple to really start using the ledger. XRP Yoda, good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Is there a big pullback coming? I don't know. I'm not too worried about, I'm not focused on big pullbacks right now. To me, it seems like the direction is upward, but obviously anything can happen. I think the market's going to open pretty bullish today, to be honest with you guys. We'll see what happens. I think the market's going to be opening pretty bullish today. Bitcoin's already spiking up. The equity markets look like they're ready to spike up. I think we're going to see a pretty big recovery today. And obviously, I think that's going to flow into XRP. Like Tesla's up pretty big pre-market. Bitcoin's going up. XRP looks like it's recovering. So things look good. Utility Maxi says, caught another live. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, unfortunately, we're getting to the end. So guys, I will leave it off there. Guys, thank you so much for coming. I have some things I need to go get to. Appreciate everyone for stopping in like always. If you don't mind, on the way out, make sure to drop a like on the stream. Make sure to subscribe. We'll be back tomorrow. And honestly, if things get exciting again tonight, I won't be able to help doing another live stream at night.